Today's episode of Wiki Sift is brought to you by Weasley Pete's low-fat cracker protectors. I feel like I'm forgetting something important, so I just want to make sure.
Did you remember to wear your pants?
I mean, I am wearing pants, but I don't really see why that's necessity when we're doing this all audio only.
Because we're recording. We're recording. They'll hear that you don't have pants on.
Listen, admitting you're not wearing pants is basically the same thing as like taking a picture of your feet and putting it out there for the internet. People just know.
Yeah, we need the verisimilitude. We need to create the illusion that we're all normal functioning adults doing a professional podcast, and the best way to do that is by wearing clothes.
If you release this lossless, people will be able to hear the difference and the way the room reverberates between whether or not you are wearing pants. That is the difference between lossless and lost equality.
Yes, absolutely.
At 9 minutes and 34 seconds, you can hear the chair squeak, and you can tell that he's moving his legs, but you don't hear that little ripple sound of the pant leg. So I'm pretty sure he's either wearing shorts or underwear.
That's exactly right. Also, how dare you call me out for my brand new chair being so squeaky?
These specific brands of shorts. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's underwear.
Oh my gosh. See, he did it. I didn't. You set the joke up, and Tom just goes.
Exactly 11
Easiest
minutes.
job I've ever had as a comedian.
11 minutes 32 seconds. You can clearly hear the sound of boxer briefs being worn.
What is the clear sound of boxer briefs?
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't know what a common sound sounds like? Sounds like someone here needs to get their hearing checked. Owned!
Actually, at 43 minutes, 21 seconds, you can hear Tom fart, and that is clearly a fart that is unfettered and unmuffled.
This is Postal 2. It's this, a fart silencer.
In fact, I do believe that he has farted directly onto the microphone.
All right, welcome to Wiki Sift.
And here,
17 minutes ago, Weird Video Games tweeted, streaming new Wiki Sift recording. People just sauntering in now, listening to about fart silencers.
welcome!
I love the culture that you cultivate, Tom.
Welcome to Wiki Sift, a shallow dive into pop culture and fandom. Today we're continuing our talk about Star Trek novels.
I don't know why I chose to come back.
Don't you love Star Trek novels?
Because you need me! You need me!
Okay, who's the closest to getting a bingo right now? I have basically 3 in any direction, 2 ways. I'm sorry, 2 in any direction, 2 ways. It's not good.
3. If I get 3 in one column here, I will get a bingo. Anywhere else, it's like 4 each.
Ugh.
Ouch.
All right, so what do we got next?
Okay, so, well, I am Tom, he's an evil genius white, and today I'm joined by...
Wait a minute, hold on. Very presumptuous of you to think that people need an introduction to us, that they're going to start diving into the second part of something without knowing what's going on.
Well, who knows? I mean, this is the 5th Star Trek one, but you never know which one people are going to jump into.
I'll choose the second bingo one.
Listen, maybe somebody is going to go ahead and say, listen, all right, all 5 of the other Star Trek ones they did, fucking garbage. Hot fucking garbage. The 5th one, they fucking pop off. It's perfect. Start there.
All right, go ahead. I concede.
So I'm Ian M. 0x Diamond Burton. You may know me as the project director of the currently stalled retro first-person shooter Ken's Labyrinth 2. I'm also the guy who shouted all the cuss words in Brutal Doom. I'm the Wizards from Realism 2. And I made a video game for Vinesauce Joel called Garbage Field Saves Christmas. Also, I stream on Twitch. I'm a jack of all trades, a master of absolutely none of them.
And I'm Stevo, and I already said I concede. I'm here every time.
Our special guest who's here every week.
That's all you need to know about me. At this point, my other podcast is dead. My only existence online is here. That's all. Tom and I are friends. That's what this is boiled down to.
I love you, Stevo.
The feeling's quite mutual. Okay. Let's continue this awful round of bingo.
I love you. You know what? I love you too, Stevo.
Wiki Sift is a willfully ignorant fandom podcast where we don't actually directly consume media and just read what fans wrote about it online, because I could read all 65 Stephen King novels, 65 now. By the time you listen to this podcast, there's probably at least 2 more. Anyway, I could read all of Stephen King's novel, but I'd rather just look at the Stephen King wiki and see how many pages are listed under the category Residents of Maine.
Oh, that's great. Also, my first Stephen King novel, Gerald's Game, when I was 14 years old. Not the one you should start with and not at that age.
The answer's 486.
Oh, that's the one where the old man is playing chess with himself in the park?
Isn't that a Pixar short?
Pixar did a great job adapting that.
My mom didn't know why there was handcuffs and a bed on the cover.
Oh, no. Is this Stephen King's take on 50 Shades of Grey?
Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to spoil it. Well, not going to spoil anything more than the back cover would reveal, but basically it's a couple having sex games and the wife is tied up and the husband dies.
Yeah, that sounds like Stephen King. Today specifically, we're continuing our look at Star Trek novels and continuing our game of Star Trek novel Bingo. So the last book I believe we covered was Shadow Lord, which just reading the name again makes me laugh again.
Absolutely.
That was the one with the guy on the Dune planet where they fight with swords?
I don't remember. This is so long ago, relatively.
Yes, it did involve sword fighting and also a lot of very silly names
and a lot of exposed chest hair.
I have a little excerpt here still. The group makes for Ermi's home village of Ga, but
yes!
Spock is wounded and attacked by bandits led by disinherited Lord Tayu.
I forgot the planet of Ga.
Also, we've got a character named Rahu and a character named Pagu. So you've literally got the lyrics to the song from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Rahu, Pagu, Christmas Day.
Wait a minute. I think we might have missed a bingo square then. Because I have a bingo square for characters with very similar names.
Oh, do we? Let me see if... Do I have that one? Do I have that
same
one?
name question mark.
I don't think I have that. Oh, no, I do.
Have it checked,
I do
so
have
I'll
that.
put it up there.
So
all right.
Pagu and Ragu, that's what they were?
Pagu and Rahu.
Well, yeah, they're close enough. Enough that it can be confusing. All right, so I guess we should move on to the next one. Ishmael, I think, is the next one.
Yeah, so we've got a few, we got like 3 in a row here where there was like nothing on Memory Beta about these. So I only have like blurbs on the next 3, but I'll still cover them. We can fire through them quick, see if we got anything, particularly of note here.
Okay.
So Ishmael has a blurb for it, which says, "The Enterprise is on a peaceful mission at Starbase 12 when a bizarre cosmic phenomenon causes a Klingon ship to suddenly vanish, with Spock aboard for the ride. Spock's last message from the Klingon ship is cryptic and frightening."
What? Hold on, does that count as one-time superpower?
What's superpower?
I don't think so, because it doesn't imply that Spock made it disappear.
Okay.
I think one-time superpower would be like if Kirk drank water on some planet and then suddenly he could read everybody's mind.
Okay.
And then it's conveniently gone for the next book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Spock's last message from the Klingon ship is cryptic and frightening. The Klingons are traveling into the past, searching for the one man who holds a... Time travel, yeah, there we go. Searching for the one man who holds a vital key to the future. If they can kill that man, the course of history will be changed, and the Federation will be destroyed.
Okay, so that is a square time travel.
Yeah, I got that one.
I'm surprised it took us this long to get it.
Yeah, really.
Other than the bingo square, there's a... Okay, I do like the cover of... I'm really digging Spock's expression here, but I don't want to wear a tie.
Captain, why do they always make us wear these ridiculous ties?
Yeah, that's like the Star Trek equivalent of the dogs playing poker.
It kind of is.
Yeah, Spock really just isn't fucking having it.
It kind of looks like they photoshopped Spock's head on there because of the way his neck is. He's like, his head is really far back.
It's almost like he's like recoiling in disgust from something. Like the person across the table from him is like just shit his pants and he can smell it. He's like, oh God. Oh God.
Elon Musk being a fucking asshole. I'm sorry, not Elon Musk. Friggin' no, that's that looks like Nikola Tesla.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the face of a man who has mastered Vulcan 3D chess and is being beaten at checkers.
What do you mean, king me?
The reason he's winning is because he keeps telling Spock something interesting's happening outside the window, and he moves the board around behind his back. This is illogical. How could I be losing?
This is Spock. Yeah, he's leaning back. He's like leaning slightly to the side and back to try and get a glimpse out the window, and he's like, I don't understand. I don't see anything out there. I think my favorite here is I'm looking on a Google search of this, and there's an alternate cover on Amazon that's literally just black on top, pink on the bottom, with like Arial font that says Ishmael Star Trek 23 on the top. And at the bottom it says, note, this is not the actual book cover.
That's nice. Oh gosh.
This graphic design is my passion.
This is pretty phenomenal.
This is somebody's table read script adapted from Ishmael Star Trek 23.
Why 23? What's the significance of 23?
It's number 23 in the series.
Yeah, obviously.
It's such an arbitrary number though, because
didn't you see David Star Trek 22? Moses Star Trek 21?
Look, I told you I wasn't religious. I'm not familiar with these extra books that have been added to the New Testament. Ishmael Star Trek 23.
And the Lord did say unto the people of Israel, thou shalt watch helplessly as the Klingons disappear into the past with thy Lord and Savior Spock.
I couldn't help but think that Ishmael was going to be a reference to Moby Dick, and I was waiting to see where they're going to reveal that.
Now, you got your hopes up. You read too much into it, man.
That's Captain Ahab sitting next to Spock. Spock's the one who gets Ahab into whaling. This is him before when he's happy and successful. But that's Spock's revenge for beating him in checkers.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one we've got here, I have a blurb from the back cover of Killing Time.
Mm-hmm.
Second history, a Romulan time tampering project. Time travel twice in a row.
Well,
nice.
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah. A Romulan time tampering project that has transported the Enterprise and the galaxy into an alternate dimension of reality.
What?
So wait, on the grand scheme of things, nothing else really changes.
Okay, and this isn't some accident. This is, well, I mean, it might have been, but this isn't like some natural phenomenon. The Romulans managed to do this. They managed to transport an entire galaxy.
Which is, yeah, as Stevo was like about to say,
oh wow,
if it's the whole galaxy has been transported, then nothing in their local surroundings will have changed.
Yeah, unless the laws of thermodynamics are somehow affected, nobody's gonna give a shit.
Yeah, like, I think by original series, they'd only ventured out of the galaxy once, like, on accident. So they would literally know no difference to anything.
That's true. I was thinking that this is like a Thanos snap where it's like, how does everything just like how does nobody ever mention this later on? Like the entire galaxy vanished for...
The next sentence just basically like negates the first one because it does say that things are different. Now Kirk is an embittered young ensign and Spock is a besieged starship commander.
Besieged?
Okay. Apparently.
Like by whom?
Lured into a Romulan trap, so that must be it. Captain Spock and Ensign Kirk must free themselves from both their captors and their altered selves before the galaxy hurtles towards total destruction.
I'm sorry, I'm really having a difficult time coming to terms with Spock as a captain, because that's like being the worst family car trip with your neurotic uncle, like driving. That's so bad. That's such a terrible situation to be in.
This just kind of sounds to me like they had this idea of, hey, what if Spock was the captain and Kirk was just an ensign? But rather than just do like an alternate reality story, they make up some ridiculous thing for this to happen.
Yeah. Going to lengths to justify.
Oops, the Romulans accidentally altered the entire fucking galaxy. Oops.
Captain, I pressed the wrong button.
It was right next to the eject warp core button.
Yes.
Inflammable means flammable? What a country.
But no, my favorite part in all this is it says that, specifically says that Kirk is an embittered young ensign. So, like, does this mean that, like, it's made Kirk younger? Like, in this galaxy he was born later? Or, like, what? Like...
Yeah, is it like the original minds of like Spock and Kirk from the previous galaxy, but now they're put into the bodies of the new ones, and they just
like we have so
be...
many questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we haven't gotten to the summary yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that's all we have. They didn't have a summary for it, so all we've got is this blurb and like the cover.
I'm on Memory Beta, and I see a long summary.
Is there really? They must have like added that fairly recently then. Well, then let me get there
maybe they did.
I will go over it.
I don't know if I want to read this part at the top first because let's just go ahead and read the top here because this really caught my attention.
Okay. Yeah, let me read this whole top part. It's amazing.
Okay.
Killing Time is a Star Trek novel by Della Van Hise, primarily taking place in the final year of the USS Enterprise 5-year mission under Captain Kirk. The story involves an attempt by the Romulans to rewrite history so that the Federation never existed. This novel is infamous for having content that could be read as possessing homoerotic undertones akin to those commonly found in fan/fiction. A first printing of this novel was released before being censored by the publisher/licensee for out-of-character remarks about the alternate Kirk and Spock.
Oh, I want a copy of that first one. That sounds great. This is right up my alley.
I'm not sure how it's out of character if they're an alternate Kirk and Spock. So, like, you can just say their character is whatever you want.
Out of character is how they say, they said something that felt gay and it made me feel icky.
Yeah.
All right, so I looked up where to get Killing Time, and I see, Kindle, Barnes & Noble, Google Play Books. Borrow, near you, Library of Congress.
Where it belongs, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, I do live close to the district, so...
That's true.
All right, so here's the summary.
Yeah, can I have the gay Star Trek book?
The clerk looks at me. As an American, it is your right, nay, privilege, to read this book.
I was gonna go in opposite direction just to be like the guy's just like, yeah, which one, nerd?
Yeah.
So Captain Kirk has been experiencing disturbing dreams during patrol of the Romulan neutral zone. Hikaru, Sulu, and Uhura tease Lieutenant Jeremy Richardson about his love life. Richardson says he might turn his efforts to Yeoman Saparva, a Catalan who has recently been assigned to the Enterprise.
God bless you.
In the Psyche Department. The Psyche Department? Not like the Psychiatric Department.
The Psyche.
Anyways, Kirk and Spock tell each other that they have both been dreaming that Spock is the ship's captain and Kirk is an ensign. Kirk shows Spock a mysterious manually coded transmission from Starfleet Command, which cryptically suggests Romulan activity and extends the Enterprise's patrol indefinitely. Kirk has heard rumors that 3 more starships are being sent to the sector and that a time travel experiment is going on in the Romulan Empire. Kirk tells McCoy about the dreams. McCoy decides to interview everyone on the ship to find out who has been dreaming. As Kirk sleeps...
They're going to interview every single person on the ship and ask them if they've been having dreams.
Yes, and that's all he's going to ask, not what they've been dreaming about. Just, all right, have you been dreaming?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, why? That's it, get out of here, next.
All dreams are bad.
Captain, we've interviewed the entire crew, and we've narrowed it down to these 597 people.
Yeah, that seems a bit, wouldn't you think that on a ship with a computer, they would just say, like, hey, everybody go to the computer, like, in your quarters and just fill out a brief survey?
Yeah.
You'd think that would be easier than having them come in one at a time and talk to McCoy, but...
But, I mean, this was written before most people knew what computers could do.
Right, they just thought that the computer was just a thing that would, like, go, affirmative. That was its only function, was to say, yes, Captain, affirmative.
Sorry about that. This is important. I had to get my library card so I could see if I could check out that dirty homoerotic Star Trek book.
As Kirk sleeps, reality shifts around him. Ensign Kirk awakens in his cabin on the VSS Shikar. I don't know why that made me laugh. Shared by his roommate, Paul Donner. Kirk, an ex-convict who's been on the ship less than 24 hours, injects himself with the drug lidocaine. Okay.
Wow.
So Kirk's a fucking ex-con junkie now. That's fun.
That's a little out of character.
Captain Spock, walking the nighttime corridors of the ship, has a fit of vertigo during which he sees a vision of the corridors of the Enterprise and of Kirk. Kirk gets into a fight with Donner, who taunts him for having been given the choice between Starfleet and prison. Wait a minute. So that's just a thing they do in the future.
This is just an action movie. They're just setting up the call to adventure.
Yeah. So in the future, if you're like hooked on drugs, they're like, all right, we'll either send you to prison or put you onto one of our finest starships where you could potentially get... your drug-addled ass could potentially put everyone around you in mortal danger.
And this choice infuriates Kirk to the point of violence.
Yeah, exactly. How dare you point?
Okay, so I cannot borrow Killing Time, but I can borrow the Ultimate Collector's Guide to Star Trek Universe.
Well, that's just as good, damn it.
Yeah.
So let's see. In engineering, Ensign Reichert sabotages the flow valve to the matter-antimatter pods. Chief Engineer Scott discovers the problem and alerts Spock on the bridge to shut down all non-essential power. In sickbay, Lieutenant Christine Chappell tells Spock that Reichert was violent when security arrested him and that McCoy has sedated him.
Who's this? Reichert?
Was that who we were? No, it's not who we were talking about at the beginning with the love life. So this is just some random ass guy we've been introduced to.
Okay.
McCoy discovers that Reichert has 2 distinct sets of brainwaves. What?
Okay.
He is concerned about the incident's possible effect on humans and Starfleet since no one has ever before tried to destroy an Alliance starship, and the Vulcan High Council only reluctantly accepted humans onto starships in the first place. Spock decodes a priority message from FleetCom, which just sounds like a brand of CB radio. The message from Admiral Stikal orders Shikar to continue patrolling the neutral zone and await the arrival of 2 other starships, and contains plans for...
That's a square.
Oh, is it?
Multiple apostrophes.
Oh.
Stikal has 2 apostrophes in it.
I was really hoping for 3, but that'll do for now. Arrival of 2 other starships and contains plans for an Alliance invasion of Romulan territory. McCoy unwittingly suggests to Spock the possibility that Admiral Stikal might not be in his right mind, and that this may be reconnected to Reichert's condition and Spock's own symptoms. In flashback, Commander Tazal of the Romulan flagship Ravon recalls recent events. His new wife, Sorella, confronted him on the Ravon's bridge with her opposition to the Praetor's plan to send operatives back in time and prevent the foundation of the Federation. The Praetor was about to arrive aboard Ravon, which would enter hyperspace and thus be shielded from the effects of the historical alteration. Sorella pointed out to Tazal, who had only gained his command of the Ravon through his arranged marriage to her, that no one knows what the Praetor looks like, and that the man coming aboard their ship might be an imposter. Yeah, that's kind of not a well-thought-out plan, is it?
I don't know, I'm just kind of numb from the onslaught of words.
I'm a little bit confused by the part where it says in flashback he recalls recent events. Is it like flashing back to him remembering something? Is this like a double flashback?
Yeah, I'm assuming that this is like a part where it's like, this is the beginning of the next chapter, and it's just suddenly like, ah, yes, I remember what happened a few weeks ago. Or whatever.
Yeah.
3 minutes ago, for all I know. But yeah, I like that here we've discussed that basically, yeah, okay, they came up with this plan to send operatives back in time to alter the timeline, but only one ship is going to try and avoid the effects of it. So, you know, everyone else in the Romulan Empire will potentially be completely fucking different people. And they're just like, yeah, we're going to go through with this. That's fine.
Sorry, I'm reading farther down and I'm just like, this is not a summary. This is a Cliff Notes. Summary's supposed to be much shorter than this.
Yeah, what we need is like 40 different screenshots of individual items on the cover.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Why did you point that out?
Why did you look down and it's there?
No, I clicked on the friggin' I clicked on the cover and it's there. Because you mentioned it, and I'm like, oh, I know what he's talking about. Oh, they fucking did it too. Yep.
Yeah, one of them is just like a zoom in on the person's shoulder. I'm surprised there isn't a caption underneath it, just his shoulder.
In case somebody needs to click on the link for shoulder.
I like that someone on the memory beta mentions this, comes across a sentence that includes shoulder and it's highlighted. They click on it and it's just art of everyone's shoulder from every single novel of Star Trek.
Look,
oh god, that's
beautiful. There are
beautiful.
plenty of worse kinks out there that I can think of.
The funny thing is to me is that it isn't even a kink. It's just someone who feels the need to explain to everyone what shoulders are and give visual aid.
Yeah, because imagine, what if there's a single alien species in one of these books somewhere that doesn't have shoulders? And we need to have this pointed out that, look, this is what shoulders look like. This alien doesn't have those.
And now y'all are making me want to reinstall Spore.
Remember when Robin Williams plugged that game? Okay, Ensign Kirk reports a spot for disciplinary consultation. Kirk has been accused of murdering Sorek, one of his Vulcan instructors at the Academy, but has no memory of the night of the murder. He was subjected to the Talos device, a mind probe which left him suffering from nightmares. Spock feels strangely protective of Kirk and insists on reassigning him to different quarters. McCoy and Saparva perform a vid scan on Lieutenant Dane Christensen, producing a negative response. Most of the other crew members scanned had visions of a golden-haired, golden-eyed captain.
Okay.
The Ravon returns to Romulus and accesses computer records of the newly altered Second History, which Sorella compares with the ship's own records of the previously existing First History. The Romulan operatives succeeded in assassinating 3 humans crucial to the founding of the Federation, preventing Earth from taking a central role in that process. However, a Romulan attack on Vulcan in the 22nd century brought about the formation of an interstellar alliance of planets led by Vulcan. Tazal brings these results to Praetor's aid.
I can't imagine how fucking difficult AP history would be if you had to remember 2 whole timelines. That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks to track.
Tell me about it. But the Praetor asks to see Sorella rather than Tazal. McCoy presents Spock with the results of the vid scans. He theorizes the galaxy has been shifted into a new reality. That's not how this works. And that those crew members experiencing symptoms are reacting to the disparity between their present life roles and those they had in the original timeline. He further suggests that the 13 crew members whose vid scans were negative were already dead in the original history. Well, that's gotta fucking suck.
So this is just the dawning of the age of Aquarius. That's okay.
Imagine being told that, like, hey, we need to get our history back on track, but in order to do that, you 13 people will no longer exist. That okay by you?
Sorry if not.
Let's not tell
Yeah, sucks to suck, I guess. He further suggests that the 13 crew members were already dead. Stikal orders the Shikar to Canis 4 on a diplomatic mission. Spock accepts the order and requests Kirk's presence on the landing party. Kirk's new roommate, Jerry Richardson, okay, that's the love-struck guy from earlier, tells him that even though he works in the Psyche lab, he instinctively stepped into the navigator's chair on the bridge. Spock, Kirk, Donner, McCoy, and Ambassador Ceylon, who is attached to the Shikar, like, has he been taped to it, or, like, what? Beamed down to Canis 4, but are attacked by primitives. An electrical storm affects the transporter, so that only McCoy and Ceylon are beamed up.
Oh, no, I scrolled down. I read ahead. I shouldn't have read ahead.
We'll get there.
No. No.
Only McCoy and Ceylon are beamed up while Spock is felled by a spear in the back. So Spock's fucking dead. Okay, Sorella meets with the Praetor, who is generally thought to be male, but is actually Thea, the former Romulan commander with whom Kirk and Spock once tricked. Thea explains to Sorella her plan to induce Spock to sign a peace treaty, the effects of which may persist, even if the Alliance succeeds in restoring first history.
What treaty would still take effect if you reverse history?
If you revert history, anything that happened is going to be undone. What the fuck are you talking about?
Wow.
Obviously, you all need to reacquaint yourselves with the time cube.
Ah, yes, worldwide international communist computer gangster god. In that case, those individuals who reverse the historical alteration will retain memories of both histories.
Yeah, they'll remember it, but it still won't be binding.
No, you signed that agreement. Yeah, but that was not in this timeline. So
I was gonna say, so it's like getting a divorce?
Yes. It's exactly like a divorce, but with time travel.
Time travel divorce court, Dinosaur Island.
Yes! We brought it back. Thank goodness. I'm so happy that divorce law time Dinosaur Island will be a thing still.
Spock awakens in sickbay on the Shikar. Donner was killed on the landing party. Everyone else is safe. What? Okay, it feels like we missed something here.
Can I read the next paragraph, please?
The one after this, or?
The one after this one, yes.
Okay, sure. You feel free, honey.
Yay!
Thea and Sorella discussed their plan to abduct Kirk in order to force Spock to impersonate the Praetor and present the Vulcan tenets of discipline to the Romulan people. Spock awakens again from an 18-hour healing trance. Stikal now denies that the Shikar was ever sent to the Canusian system. Richardson and Saparva perform a mind link, during which Richardson sees himself entering his cabin on the Enterprise after speaking to Captain Kirk. Saparva has to pull his mind back into second history. Spock learns that Kirk has not been seen since returning from Canis 4. He finds Kirk in the ship's arboretum and forcibly initiates a mind meld. during which the two of them become more fully aware of their personas in the other timeline and of Kirk's determination in the face of seemingly hopeless situations. During the meld, Kirk drops his academy ring in the loose sand of the garden.
Spock contacts Christopher Pike in command of the VSS Taruda, who agrees that he and Captain Benedict of the VSS Cetasmine? Sure. Will take their ships to Starbase 10 to stop Sk'Takal. Spock realizes that the effects of the reality ship have induced Ponfar in him.
Oh, God! God!
That is what I said. Oh, no. I've read this fanfic before. I've read multiple fanfics before about Ponfar. That's how I know what it is.
For those of you at home who may not be familiar with the Ponfar, that means that Spock is getting a boner.
He's been shot with violet horny rays.
Spock now has an erect penis, and he wishes to stick it within the body of somebody else.
17 inches, colored like an evergreen, tastes like wasabi.
What are you even talking about?
That was a literal Star Trek fan fiction we read once.
Oh, no.
Every single word of that description is true.
It's not only true, it's canon.
The Shikari... The Shikar is contacted by Thea's transport, the Tefavaron, which claims to have become separated from the Ravan and drifted into Alliance space. Thea and Sorella come aboard the Shikar and are confined to quarters. Later, two of Thea's slaves, disguised as Vulcan's security guards, take Kirk and Richardson from their cabin and transport them to the Ravan, from which they are sent to a planet in Romulan space. In the hope that he can find a way to correct the time alteration, Spock agrees to Thea's demand that he accompany her back to Romulus and pose as the Praetor. McCoy accompanies Spock as his slave. Oh yeah, this is so gay. Happy Pride. Yes. I am living this. Kirk and Richardson find themselves on a desert planet. They decide to attempt long-distance mind links with Spock and Saparva, respectively, to let them know where they are.
What? Is that a thing?
Is this a one-time superpower where the Spock suddenly can do a mind meld from long distances?
I would count it.
I don't know the established canon on it, bro.
But that's also because I'm one step closer to going to bed if you do.
I feel like I need more details on that, but
are you going to bed with
let's read
Spock?
Yes, I've ordered a Spock Dakimakura, especially from myAnimePillow.Ford.
All right, so I'll pick back up here. Thea, Sorella, Spock, McCoy, and Saparva take the Tefavaron to the Ravan.
What is this?
Sir, do you need a glass of water or something?
Banana fan of fan.
While Spock tours the ship, Saparva searches the computer for information about the historical changes, but the tour is interrupted by news that the governor of Romulus has gone mad and attacked the Praetor's palace.
You know, it's like once every couple of sentences, he really sounds like my Yiddish grandmother.
Spock discovers information in the computer tapes about the gravitational slingshot method of time travel. He then receives the telepathic message from Kirk.
I'm all on board with a method of time travel that has everybody going, wee!
That's the funniest fucking thing here. That is canon. That is fucking canon to the original series. They did that like no less than 2 or 3 times on the show.
They did in Star Trek 4, didn't they?
They may have done it there too.
I started watching Star Trek movie at Generations. What do you want?
Like, if I remember correctly, the idea is like you orbit the ship around a planet and use the planet's gravitational pull to slingshot you around, and this somehow allows you to go faster than the speed of light and go back in time or something.
Or something, yeah.
I don't know.
Which is weird because I thought warp was already like faster than light, so
yeah.
Oh, this is great. I just read ahead a little bit, too. Spock discovers information the computer tapes about this gravitates. He then receives telepathic message from Kirk and is able to identify the constellations visible from Kirk's location as those seen on Remus. The effects of Ponfar worsen and Spock loses consciousness. He fucking passes out from blue balls.
It is illogical that I haven't fapped recently.
It all goes back to Stephen King. It's connected.
Are you telling me Spock is from Derry, Maine?
Yes. He was born there in 1976.
Everything makes sense now. I understand, Mr. King.
On Remus, Kirk's mind link to Spock causes him to begin to be affected by Spock's Ponfar. Even when he and Richardson bathe in a rock pool, the heat...
Wait,
yeah,
so
here we go.
So it is contagious horny?
Yeah, because of the mind link. Spock is so horny that his horny is overflowing from his mind into Kirk's mind.
It is contagious horny. All right, I'm calling that a one-time superpower then, because if you're making contagious horny, that counts. That is super.
Yeah, okay. I think between the two of those things, we definitely have that covered. Where is it? One-time superpower. Oh, okay, I do have it.
I want to know what this author's handle is on Archive of Our Own, because there's no fucking way they are not a just fanfic writer that got lucky. That's awesome. Go you!
I love the idea that they probably tried to sneak gay sex into this book without anyone noticing, and then they still noticed, but it was after it was published.
That's so cool.
Yeah, this gets steamy here. Even when he and Richardson bathe in a rock pool, the heat does not leave his body.
Oh, you know what? I was looking at the squares I had. Inaccurate cover art? Nuh-uh. This is the most accurate cover art. This is so thirsty.
On the Rivan, McCoy is unable to do anything for Spock. Oh, I think there's something he could do for him.
Don't rub icy hot on your dick. It's ill-advised.
No, God, no. Thea forces McCoy to leave the room and begins to help Spock through Ponfar. He resists her strongly, but ultimately yields, recognizing it's the only way to save his own life.
How does one help through Ponfar besides having sex? How is this allowed?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Then it's not an undertone, is it? It's a homoerotic overtone, because there is a top and a bottom.
Thea is not male. Thea is generally thought to be male.
Oh, yeah. That part totally slipped my mind.
Okay.
I think the homosexual part is the part where Kirk is all horny for Spock and going, oh, God, no matter how much cold water I splash on my groin, my boner won't go away.
I'm just going to assume any sex in this is gay sex.
He becomes incapacitatingly horny while bathing with another man, so...
Yeah.
As the Romans do.
3 more paragraphs here. We're almost through this one. Spock, Thea, and the others arrive at the Praetor's palace on Romulus. Thea confers with Tavor, the head of the army and her former lover, and learns that there have been further incidents of madness in the Empire. Spock convinces Thea that the universal situation requires that she abandon her plans and instead help him restore first history. He cannot remain with her since the second history version of himself will die or cease to exist no matter what happens. Spock also insists that they take Kirk into the past with them.
Why is Spock going to die? I'm totally lost in, the second history Spock.
Because they're going to erase second history,
but he'll just become the first Spock. That's how it works with everyone else.
Yeah, well, that's what it means, is that he's going to become first history Spock, who isn't going to want to have nasty sex with Thea, so...
Oh, gotcha.
He'll be like, ew, she's not my type.
But it says he will die or cease to exist no matter what happens. Anyway. Whatever. Hand wave.
Well, it specifically says, since the second history version of himself will die or cease to exist, meaning
okay,
that
never mind.
exact version of him.
Okay.
It's just weirdly written.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
Spock also insists they take Kirk into the past with them to foil the Romulan operatives so that Kirk will retain his memories of second history and use his influence to seek peace with the Romulans. Thea decides to leave McCoy and Saparva on Romulus as hostages. Okay. Thea, Sorella, and Spock pick up Kirk and Richardson from Remus, then take the Tefavaron towards Romulus's star to initiate the slingshot effect. Thea reveals that 2 Romulan operatives are androids. What? The Romulans drop off the 3 Alliance officers near San Francisco in 2097, 6 hours before a conference that will lay the groundwork for the Federation.
Yeah.
Yes, San Francisco 2097.
Yeah.
Wow. I have to look this up to make sure, like, it's the exact year.
Spock, Kirk, and Richardson find the hotel where the conference is taking place and enter the conference room.
2049, sorry. That would have been so cool.
Kirk identifies the androids by having Spock take off the wool cap covering his ears. Only the androids fail to react with shock. The 3 dignitaries who were the assassin's targets flee to safety, while Kirk and Spock fight and disable the androids, but both Richardson and Spock are hit by the androids' poison capsules? Hit by their poison... So what, like they had, like, ninja smoke bombs filled with poison?
Again, I played that video game.
Richardson dies and Spock is dying as he destroys the androids of the Romulan disruptor. Ensign Kirk and Captain Spock take the elevator to the hotel roof, where they perform a mind meld as reality shifts around them and they cease to exist. Yep, that's it. That's the moment where they consummated their love.
Yep, that's the end of Cube 2 Hypercube right there.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen that movie.
Which we all know was the most gay of the Cube films.
Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Happy Pride Month.
Oh, happy Pride Month. On the Enterprise, everyone has stopped having strange dreams except Kirk, Spock, and Richardson. Kirk finds Ensign Kirk's ring buried in the sand in the Arboretum. It was all a dream, or was it? Kirk and Spock
Why would that still exist?
Kirk and Spock perform a mind meld to discover the truth of what has happened, after which they remember everything that happened to their alternate selves. Despite the evidence of the ring, Spock thinks they do not have enough proof to inform Starfleet Command of the incident. They realize that Thea must remember events even more clearly than they do. Kirk returns the ring to the garden, knowing that it will vanish and return to his other self. But his other self doesn't exist, according to Spock! Which is it, you asshole?
Well, that was
a trip.
Yeah.
That is some really messed up writing where the author very clearly doesn't even have established rules for their own fucking fiction.
But at least it does sound like they have, like, a knowledge of Star Trek.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot worse.
They know that Kirk and Spock have a lot of gay tension, you know.
This sounds like the author had like 300 ideas that they wanted to put into one book and include them all and put no thought into how they would all connect. But in a way, I respect that because like I'm assuming Della's a woman's name. She worked hard to fit all of those plot points into a short book and got away with sneaking in homosexuality.
Yeah,
that's the one you gotta. That's the one you really gotta just be like, hey, you go off, girl.
You're allowed to cherish trash. This is beautiful. Yeah. This is amazing. All right, what's up next?
The next one was Dwellers in the Crucible, and I guess I'm gonna check the page for it and see if they added anything for that because I only had a blurb.
Nope,
just a blurb.
Just the blurb. All right, well then we'll. Warranters of Peace, the Federation's daring experiment to prevent war among its members. Each warranter, man or woman, is hostage for the government of his native world, and is instantly killed if the world breaks the peace. Now Romulans have kidnapped 6 warranters to foment political chaos, and then civil war within the Federation. Captain Kirk must send Sulu to infiltrate Romulan territory, find the hostages, and bring them back alive before the Federation self-destructs. What the fuck is this concept?
Also, why Sulu? Like, I want to know the author's reasoning specifically for Sulu.
Yeah. The Asian human should go...
Is it because it's Pride Month?
Don't send Spock, who could easily pass for Romulan. Send Sulu.
I think I broke Tom a tiny bit.
But no, my favorite thing here is, A, why are we worried about the Federation turning against itself? And B, why is their fucking solution, we're going to hold hostage a member of each civilization, and if anybody breaks the peace, that person gets killed? Like,
okay,
what the fuck?
The Federation started watching shit like Battle Royale and Squid Game, and it's like, you know what, we can make this work for peace.
Okay, but like, if someone's going to start a war, is it really going to stop them if, oh no, that one person will get killed? Like, that's what war is. People get killed. Like the people who start wars don't care about people's lives.
Not only that, but my favorite thing is that the summary here says, the Romulans kidnapped 6 warranters. So what? They're not going to call the deal off? And if Romulus kills these 6 guys, like, they'll all be at war because they did this? Like, what the fuck does it matter?
There's not enough gay horny in this for me right now. I'm kind of still feeling the last book.
I'm kind of loving the cover, especially in relation to what we just read, because what? So this cover, we've got Kirk and Spock's face floating in the void.
Wait, that's supposed to be Kirk?
Yeah.
I thought that was some random ass person. That is not a good Kirk at all. Oh, man.
And 2, I'm not sure if I can call them scantily clad women, but...
Oh, yeah, wow, that is not good.
Yeah, no, he looks kind of like an annoyed Data more than he looks like Shatner.
This must have been after Shatner no longer had the clout to tell the artists they have to make him look 30 years younger than Spock.
He also has that, what is it, Carl Urban perpetually confused look going on. I don't know where my car keys are.
I want to point out that Spock appears the top of Spock's head is like screwed on. Like there's clearly a line all the way around the top of his head here. Are you seeing this? Like that's
like where his hair meets his forehead.
Yeah, like there's a line.
Also, is it just me or does he have the derp eyes a tiny bit?
Yeah,
now
wait
that
a minute.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah. He's got a lazy eye.
Yeah, he's
I'm just imagining Spock as like one of those like novelty like cookie jars, and you lift up the top of his head.
Listen,
and
Spock...
so does that make Kirk the cat clock?
Yes.
Well, obviously one of them's the salt shaker and the other's the pepper.
Spock's never been the same since they stole Spock's brain. It's, you know...
We keep telling Spock the wound will close if he stops picking at it, but he just doesn't.
Well, thanks to the guy who cuts out every single person on the cover, I know that the woman on the left is Tashale, and the one on the right is Cleante Al-Faisal.
What?
Did we? Yeah, we did already have the apostrophe.
That's not a name. That's a bad Scrabble hand.
What's next?
Okay.
Pawns and symbols. Now this one we got information for again. Pawns and symbols. And by the way, this one's cover is also incredible.
Great. The checkers is back again.
Yeah. The cover is incredible. This looks like fucking like 1989 Amiga 3D render art. It has that exact fucking aesthetic.
Yeah, Shatner's having a stare down with Charles Bronson.
Okay, so what I'm loving is first the fact that there's yet another checkerboard at the very bottom, but also one of the two main characters has his head turned away from the artist. It's like, here's the back of his head. The front of his head isn't important.
They literally tell you.
And there's a lost child at the book fair at the bottom.
they always tell you in, like, you know, television, like, you know, where the show came from, you know, don't turn your back to the audience.
Also, the summary for this is much more reasonably sized. This is lovely.
Yeah, this one is much shorter.
All right, may I read the description?
Oh, the blurb? No, you go ahead, please. I beg of you.
I trust you to read the summary very expediently. I'd love to be able to get my teeth wet on descriptions. All right, so threatened by a deadly famine, the Klingon Empire is on the verge of igniting a mad interplanetary war, which is really annoying because the hypertext links are for halfway through interplanetary.
And it's a link to planet.
When an earthquake destroys a remote Federation research station, Gene Cerny, agricultural scientist, succumbs to amnesia. Oh no.
And agricultural scientist and amnesia are all links to agriculture, science, and amnesia. Thank you, Star Trek, for explaining agriculture to me.
I have a friend who works in maize production, and I really hope that she never gets it.
Wait a minute. In our first episode, did Jim Kirk declare war on agriculture?
I don't remember. You say first episode, I think, was that like 10 years ago? Even though it's only been 2? Stranded on enemy borders, she is imprisoned by Kang, the commander.
I think that was back with the first wife.
The commander. No, it was second history, not first history.
Oh,
the
right,
commander
right.
of the Klingon battleship. Now Kirk must play a dangerous game of mind strategy to prevent a savage attack on the Federation. Mind strategy. What a brilliant idea.
It's like strategy, but of the mind.
I'll use my mind to strategy.
As opposed to what,
Wow.
like sphincter strategy? Perhaps left elbow strategy.
You either think with your head or think with your heart.
It feels like something that someone would use in like a video ad about their like Ponzi scheme that they're advertising on YouTube or whatever. Follow me and my mind strategy to earn you $25,000 per month.
You too can use this mind strategy to prevent a savage attack on your Federation.
Or your money back. But wait, there's more.
I sleep in a race car, do you?
I sleep in a comfortable bed with my wife.
All right, so let's get started here on the actual summary. So the Federation outpost on Sherman's planet. Already I have questions. Is this like Seward's Folly? Is this just a planet called Sherman's Planet?
It's the Gilligan's Island premise.
And you know what? It may not be the best planet, but it's Sherman's, and that's enough.
Listen, Sherman likes it, and that's enough for me.
At least it isn't one of those roaming gangs of protostars.
The callbacks are strong today.
I will never let that die. There will never be an episode where I don't bring that up.
It's my favorite.
Bazingo.
Bazingo, god damn it.
Wait, did you get bingo and you just wanted to say it weird?
No.
No. The Federation outpost on Sherman's planet is devastated by an earthquake. A Klingon ship commanded by Kang picks up a survivor, John Czerny, I think that's said.
Hold on a second. Sherman, you're looking really down today. What happened? Oh, did you see what happened to my planet? No? Oh, yeah. It's not good right now.
Sherman?
Oh, he gets called into the boss's office for doing a bad job with his planet.
The Star Systems manager.
Ironically enough, played by Sherman Hemsley.
BJ Blazkowicz. So that's John Czerny. However, when Kang discovers she has developed a new strain of Quadrotriticale, Kang invokes an obscure Klingon tradition whereby, having saved her life, she and her property belong to him, and he refuses to hand her over to the Enterprise.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like life debts have probably existed in Star Trek with Klingons, but I don't think they go that far.
Yeah. Cherny refuses to cooperate until Kang threatens the life of Ernath, a Klingon she has befriended. On learning that Klingons are beset by famine, Cherny willingly helps to counter it. In order to give her a measure of protection, Kang makes her his consort. Mara left him on returning from the Enterprise with pro-Federation sympathies. Aw, poor guy.
Poor Sherman.
At least he's getting it on the rebound.
So if she solves the famine and saves the lives of like thousands of Klingons, does that mean all of their property now belongs to her?
I own all of your shoes.
Congratulations, Klingon homeworld. We have a new Empress.
Yay.
The Klingons establish an outpost on Sherman's planet. There it is again. That must literally be the name. The Klingons establish an outpost on Sherman's planet on the grounds the Federation mission failed and unsuccessfully attempt to provoke a Federation attack. The Enterprise also rescues Rena Tertullian,
Gesundheit.
a Romulan crash survivor who, in a panic, fires a missile at their ship.
Oh, Val, they panicked.
I mean, it worked. It worked for Kirk. Solves every conceivable problem with torpedoes.
Yeah, I guess that's how you fix the sun. Try to blow it up.
Hey, that sounds like a good idea for a movie. You should write that up.
Well, we could call it Sunday. Knowing that if she cooperates with him, she will be executed.
I call it Billy and the Clonosaurus.
The crew make it look as though she was tortured into defusing it. Rena forms a relationship with Chekhov, but has to return to her own people. Of course she does. I just love the way that's such a fucking trope. It's such a fucking trope. They've reduced it to a single sentence in the summary, which is just fucking amazing. I'm just picturing, like, they meet each other, immediately hold hands and look into each other's eyes. I love you. I love you. I don't know if we can stay together. No, I have to go back to my people.
That's a love that forms while waiting online for the flume ride.
I like the idea of they say I love you to each other and just jump cuts to her already on the ship flying back home.
Waving through the window.
This bit edited for seniors.
And both ugly crying.
Oh, God. Ernath tricks Kang's crew and takes Jeremy to Mara, who is attempting to arrange a peace between the Federation and the Klingons. She has secretly born Kang's son. What?
Wow.
Oh, no. The woman who left. Okay. Oh. I was going to say, wow, Kang works fast, but she has secretly born Kang's son, Aethelnor. I think I had to take that once. When I got a back injury.
Just don't take it if you're already taking Trillicine.
You know, you've been sneezing a lot tonight. Have you considered Flonase?
No, I'm already taking Ernath.
Aethelnor sounds like a sword.
Yeah, that too, yes. Come, you must bear the sacred sword of Aethelnor and rise to your place as the king
of Sherman's planet.
There we go.
The sacred sword of Aethelnor sounds like an act that goes on at a burlesque, yeah.
Yeah. She has secretly born Kang's son, Aethelnor, and intends for Jeremy and Ernath to take him into Federation space, so Kang will have to follow and negotiate with Kirk. Spock gets Ernath and Aethelnor off the planet with help from Cyrano Jones.
Oh, that's random.
This guy just, hi, I'm here now. But Jeremy is captured and left behind. Cyrano Jones sounds like the name of a blaxploitation character.
Cyrano Jones is an established character in TOS.
I really should watch that at some point.
And the name does sound familiar. Now
I think he was in the Tribbles episode. Yeah, he's the one who
it's
sold them the tribbles and caused all the problems.
Mm-hmm. So what the hell was he doing on the Klingon planet when the Klingons hate the fucking tribbles and they hate him for them?
That's what they just introduce him in like the final chapter on like a whim. Remember this guy?
Oh, good to see you again. Let me get you off the planet.
I get this weird feeling like this is clearly the author clearly has watched the show before because they reference things like Cyrano Jones and Quadro Triticale or whatnot, but it's like they don't know that you can just name planets whatever you want and name some. This is Sherman's planet.
Kang eventually meets Kirk with Mara and Jerny at his side, and a number of settlements are reached to prevent a war. It is agreed that the Federation and the Klingons will both establish presences on Sherman's planet, with Jerny, Aernath, and Aethelnor remaining there to work on the Quadro Triticale strain.
We're inching ever closer. I am 2 spots away in 2 areas now. 3 areas.
When I divide up these novels, I'm like, okay, Ian will take this chunk and I'll do this chunk, and then we'll go back to Ian. And we've just been like wading deep into Ian's section, and we're slowly getting closer to the ones that I said I would do, because I didn't think it would take us this long to go through them.
Yeah.
You didn't think that we'd be able to take a lot of content out of this?
I figured we'd just read the names of the books and just move on. I thought that's all we would need, right?
Well, I mean, we have to look at the covers at the very least.
This was called Pawns and Symbols. This one is called Mind Shadow.
Yeah, I just want to look at the cover of Mind Shadow real fast, just to see if they also cut out all the different... Yep, they did. Absolutely. And again, why... Okay, are those supposed to be fields, or is that a tennis court that's done really wrong? Like, I'm confused as to what this cover is showing me besides this dark mountain with flames, 3 can't be bothered people, a board that I am unsure if it's real or fake, and then Spock getting an eye exam in the periphery.
Okay, but to get back to Pawns and Symbols, what did like the checkerboard strategy thing have to do with any of this?
I don't know.
I can only assume.
I thought that was going to be a central theme. That
I'm guessing it's because, like, Kang gets Jerny, and now he's like got her hostage, and oh no, a Federation person being taken by the Klingons. But then we find out, the wife that left him had a kid and wants to get him to the Federation. So, I mean, it's a weak connection, but I think I see it.
What did we learn tonight?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're asking me to think after 9 o'clock. This is not a recipe for success.
Well, okay, that's it for today. Thank you to everyone for listening. Please review us on whatever you're listening to us on. It doesn't have to be a good review. Any review is fine. If you're not sure what to say, just say these people are a bunch of sad loser nerd monkeys. Until next time.
Goodbye!